One more drink of water. I am on some upcoming shows. This Thursday, January 30th, any of my friends in Columbus, whether you probably are all comedians, but anybody else, if you feel like coming out to a show that I'm on at the Attic, it's a club, and I think it's pretty close to the Ohio State University, your 2025 National Football Champions. Congratulations to the Buckeyes. Anyway, that show in Columbus this Thursday, that's at 8 p.m. There are tickets on the website for $15, the Attic Comedy Club website. On Saturday, February 8th, I am hosting the HiFi Cincy Mount Adams Showcase. We've been calling that the Humorist Expose Showcase, and we're hoping to do that monthly. And we're doing that on February 8th at 7 p.m. I just got confirmation from their general manager. They're making a flyer for it. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. I'm looking forward to that on Saturday, February 22nd. Don't Tell Cincinnati. First time I'm doing Don't Tell Cincinnati. Obviously, don't know the location yet. I just know that it's in the Madisonville area of Cincinnati, not Northern Kentucky or Oakley. So if you go on the website and purchase tickets for that show, it's the Madisonville date on February 22nd, either 7 or 9 p.m., not Northern Kentucky or Oakley. I know I have some older Italian relatives that struggle with computers. We got to get past those problems. Italians are pretty dumb, dude. I understand why they're looked down upon in the media, in my social life. Italians are stupid people. From the emotional issues to the crimes, felonies, misdemeanors. Italians can't get it together. I'm talking to you, Luigi Mangione, or whatever your last name is. We also have the worst last names. Italian people have such hard names to pronounce. Wouldn't it be crazy if Luigi watched this podcast? Wouldn't it be crazy if Luigi was one of the 40 people that watch this podcast? I'm now employed full-time, guys. Jeez. Am I cut out for the job? I don't know. But it's my first time working in logistics, and I'm pumped to be a sales executive with the National Logistics Service. Shout out to their staff for reaching out to me, getting it going. I think my headphones just made a sound. If you guys heard that, I'm sorry. But anyway, my time at the University of Cincinnati as a public speaking teacher has come to a close for now. And, I'm grateful for the faculty members in the communication studies at UC, the School of Communications and Film and Media Studies as a whole. Y'all really helped me mature a lot. And I know that I'm kind of frustrated right now because I can't get a job in higher education, and I've applied for over 50 of them, with a master's degree in communication. But, I think that's kind of the competitive nature in me. I feel blessed right now. God has given me the abilities to socialize, have a sense of humor, get out into the community, try different stuff out, try a different variety of jobs out. And, I've just been feeling really blessed lately. And just moving on to some stand-up stuff. I got to do a showcase at Go Bananas last night. That was pretty sick. I hosted it. Shout out to Rand Barnacle, baby. He asked me to do that. And, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be on the show. I just kind of showed up, and I thought I was going to be hanging out. I was on the last showcase. I did a 5-minute spot on the last showcase, so I thought I was just hanging out, but Rand asked me if I wanted to host, so that was a very nice surprise. Unfortunately, I was slightly unprepared. I wasn't sure if I was doing a 5 or a 10-minute set last night, so I stopped my set at 7 minutes. And so I'm feeling kind of stupid about that. Italian stupidity, awkward. But overall, it was fun. The show was, the crowd was timid, but it was a pretty good show overall. There were only 16 people there Sunday night. You guys get the gist. It is kind of crazy, the difference between 15, 16 people and 25, 30 people, how much different a show can be. But I also kind of like doing stand-up when it's that small of a crowd, because it forces me to be as funny as possible in that moment. And, I bomb sometimes. And that sucks. Nobody likes that. Sometimes your friends in the back of the room like that. That'll happen. But, you just gotta, because, also, sets, just like a set itself can have those, ebbs and flows. I felt like the beginning of my set last night sucked, and I was kind of bombing, my first 3 jokes. But I was able to get back in the good graces of the audience, by that 5 to 6 minute mark. And I felt like, most of the people on the show did a pretty good job. That was cool. Yeah, shout out to Rand again for asking me to host that. That was awesome. I've also been a regular host of a new, it's not a new open mic. The open mic's actually been going on for probably 4 or 5 years, maybe even more than that. I know Jack Snodgrass. He's a comedian in Chicago now. He originally started it, I believe. Started hosting it. My allergies have been going crazy this time of year, so I apologize if I start to get the sniffling a little bit. But yeah, I've been the regular host at HiFi for a little bit now. It's probably been 3-4 months, I'd say. And we do that weekly. We do that every week at HiFi in Mount Adams. And we just, as I said earlier, when the show first started, we're doing the showcase now, which is where you can see the best comedic talent in Cincinnati come out and perform at that little bar in Mount Adams. The address, if you ever want to come to one, as I said, next one is February 8th. It's 941 Pavilion Street with 1 L. 941 Pavilion Street. And that's in Cincinnati, Ohio. So, yeah, that's been pretty cool. I've been doing that every week. The first showcase was, a little, I think there were probably 15 to 20 people watching. So kind of like that show I did last night. It was a little timid, but overall, kind of the same vibe. The comedians did what they had to do to make it as good of a show as possible. And, on that show we had Corinne Turnbow featuring. She crushed. She's hot right now. I wonder if she's listening to this and she thinks I just called her hot. She's hot. No, as a you're a beautiful woman, Corinne. But I meant as a comedian. Corinne is really on a roll right now. But Corinne, to do your things, shows, whatever. Duncan Kissinger from Indianapolis came out for that show. That guy's awesome, man. He's been to Cincinnati quite a few times now for showcases, and he's a really reliable comic, and he's a great guy too. So also another high recommend for any show that you have. He's probably been doing stand-up for 5 years now. I don't know. He's really funny though. And then Elle Murphy, she's pretty new to the scene. She's been doing stand-up for about a year. She was also a part of the show. Thank you, Elle, for doing that. And Reagan Replogle also did a guest spot. Also another comic that's about a year in. Both those ladies are out there working hard. They're gaining some traction in the scene, tri-state area, stand-up comedy. You know the vibes. Yeah. So that February 8th show, we're going to have Blake Hammond. Wow. One of the hosts of the Rand So Far with Blake podcast that he does with Rand Barnacle. And he's one of the, just like, to put it simply, he's one of the best headliners in the city. So, and that's a free admission show. We do encourage donations at the HiFi Cincy showcase that we are doing on the February 8th in Mount Adams. I'll have like my Venmo code just like, on some paper around the bar. And, if you could throw us like $5 or $10, $15. I mean, we have Blake Hammond, Allison Stapp, who was the 2023 funniest person in Cincinnati. She's on the show. And Cody Hughes, who's another reliable comedian, just moved here from Asheville, North Carolina. A lot of experience, a lot of, a great variety of stand-up comedy, great stand-up comedians, great people. Please come out to that show on HiFi, at HiFi on February 8th. Yeah, literally today, the general manager told me she was making a flyer for that. So I'm stoked. I'm very excited for that. It's been very fun producing. It's been very fun producing at HiFi so far. I look forward to, other ventures doing this stuff. It's so funny because like when you start stand-up comedy, I know I've talked about this probably on like most of my episodes. You just like think that it's going to be this like, you just think it's like what it is going to be on Netflix. It's people just filming themselves, trying to make clips, and then putting that out on the internet, and maybe somebody from Netflix, YouTube, Hulu, whatever, Booju, is going to see it. But no, dude, it's a really structured process where you hit open mics for 5 to 10 years, and you really have to build your voice. You have to figure out how you talk on stage. So 1, people like you. 2, they think you're funny. And then 2, you got to write good jokes. And doing both those things simultaneously is a very tough thing to do. I've talked to a lot of headliners about that. It takes years and years of experience to become a solidified headliner, solidified great stand-up comedian. And that's why I really like working the door at Go Bananas, because I've had the opportunity to see people, like Dan Soder, Sam Talent, Maddie Smith, who's going to be there this weekend. I'm probably going to be working most nights there, probably Saturday, Sunday. I don't know if I'll be there Friday. I wonder if they'll need me on Friday. Should ask the boss man about that. But I know I have a doctor's appointment that morning. Anyway, Maddie Smith is going to be at Go Bananas Comedy Club in Cincinnati this weekend. She was on Wild and Out. So I know most of you that probably watch this grew up like watching MTV shows like that. Gosh dang, that UDF water hitting different, son. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, it's cool. It was cool to get back in the saddle a little bit, talk about stand-up comedy, what I've been up to, shows that are coming up. I have that one in Columbus on Thursday, so yeah, Columbus friends, please come to the attic if you are able to. That is a clean show produced by Josh Osani. And then, HiFi Cincinnati Showcase, February 8th. Don't Tell Comedy Cincinnati in Madisonville on February 22nd. I think those are all my notes. Man, yeah. I'm looking forward to this job opportunity that I have coming up. I think that I need to start interviewing more comedians in the scene, more frequently. I feel like over the last year, I wasn't as appreciative of those guys, towards the end of my contract with Breakthrough Cincinnati. And then while I was teaching at UC, I mean, I didn't make a single podcast during the late part of 2024. So, you know, it's cool to kind of have life a little bit more organized, feeling a little bit more professional, feeling more comfortable with myself, feeling like I've reestablished my relationship with Jesus and Heavenly Father, God Almighty. And yeah, man, it's been cool just growing up over the last couple of years. I really don't like the person that I was when I first started stand-up comedy, or just like my early 20s just kind of stank. They stunk, but just at a better place spiritually, comedically, and as a friend and family member right now, as a brother, son, uncle, etc. Okay, I have to go to the Commonwealth Sanctuary open mic tonight. Wow, we do that. They do that every Monday. Yeah, every Monday night. And then my friend Reagan does a open mic at the B-List in Northern Kentucky that I'm going to as well. That bridge is still out. That bridge in 471 South, Cincinnati, gosh dang it. You know, life is kind of like a bridge. You're just trying to get from Cincinnati to Northern Kentucky every day of your life, aren't you? Yeah, whatever. Bad analogy to end on, but it was kind of, it was out there. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to go do stand-up tonight. And please come to Columbus, or Don't Tell Cincinnati, or HiFi, February 8th, HiFi, and then February 22nd, Don't Tell Cincinnati. Okay, it's always up, guys. Bye.